Hey, what's up? This is Gary A. Swaby, and I'm here to do a very special interview today. I'm here with Miss Annabel Anzy. How you doing, Annabel?
Hey there, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good, good. And we actually tried to do this previously, but I had some technical difficulties, so we had to record this all over again. So
Yay!
I definitely want to thank Annabel for taking the time to do this again, to do this twice, basically.
That's
But
no problem.
how are you feeling today? Good.
Feeling very good, thank you.
Okay,
Rested, finally.
awesome. So yeah, Annabelle basically, runs a group called Melanin Gamers. So we're going to find out more about that today. But before we get into Melanin Gamers, let's just learn a bit about Annabelle herself. So Annabelle, please tell me about your background as well as your origins in gaming.
Hey everyone, I'm Annabel, or creatively Anzy as I'm known online as. Um, my background, or what do I talk about Melanin Gamers? Sorry, I think I was spaced out on that.
No problem.
I
No, just like your gaming origins. So like when you started to get into
my gaming
gaming and
origins.
you
Okay.
know.
I got into gaming. I mean, I've always been into gaming. I feel like I didn't realize the exact moment I got into gaming. I knew the moment I knew I was a gamer, which was like, I think there was a difference to me because I just thought everyone kind of just gamed and it was just something that you did growing up because my cousins had a Nintendo and we would all sort of play together on that. But the exact time I realized that I was a gamer was GTA San Andreas when I played that game from start to finish and I just thought, yeah, I'm a gamer. I want to be a gamer. I want to play video games. I want to do this. This is the lifestyle that I want. So, but I had been up until that point I had been playing games like Tomb Raider, Croc Streak on my PlayStation 1, but I don't know, I felt like that was just, something that everyone kind of just did. But I knew that gaming was like, when you're an elite or when you're like a proper gamer, that's when I played GTA and I realized that I want to be a gamer.
Okay, so the first PlayStation was your very first console, right?
Yes, indeed it was. I didn't
Okay.
have a Nintendo. It was my cousin's Nintendo, and we went. That's my dad's sister, that their children, his sister's children. So we were always over there every single weekend. So we spent a lot of time together growing up. So we didn't get our own Nintendo because my dad was like, we play on theirs all the time anyway. With the PlayStation, we got that for Christmas, and that was the best idea ever because I have the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 now, and I still have my PlayStation 1 and 2 and 3 and all the games because I never threw them away like some people did, or like, I don't know, bartered them at CEX or GameStop or what have you. And I just really loved the PlayStation and just gaming in general.
Fair enough. So like after San Andreas, that's when you like really began to realize that gaming
Yeah.
was it needed to be a bigger part of your life moving forward. Is
Yes, it did. And it did become a bigger part of my life. It wasn't just a casual thing I did occasionally or with other people. It was something that I would now go out and do on my own, find games. It was mainly the story, actually. It was the story side of things because I like stories. I'm a big film buff and I love my books. I love writing. I'm a writer. That's what I do. That's my main passion. And so that's why I got into games as well because of the story. Now people be like, San Andreas story. The San Andreas storyline is actually really good. And if you imagine how young I was playing this, I don't know why my parents got me an 18 game, but there's that. The storyline I thought was really interesting. I'd never seen anything like that. It was really cool. And so I liked games because of their stories, and I love stories. And so that's when I was like, I need to discover more of these things. I need more.
fair enough. So
hmm
besides GTA, just name a couple more of like your favorite gaming series that you enjoy.
Assassin's Creed, of course. I mean, also the Spider-Mans on the two and the three. I love, love, love Assassin's Creed. I mean, again with the stories. Um, that was just amazing to me. The whole story world of Assassin's Creed, going into the Animus and all of these things, and it was a brilliant thing. Of course, the GTA series will always have a special place in my heart. Tomb Raider, I love that. What else do I love? Last of Us, Infamous, Prototype. Again, those were mainly very heavy story-based games. I didn't get into online gaming until like only a few years ago, actually, which surprised a lot of people. Only a few years ago did I start online gaming because it would just seem like I don't know, a crazy place, Wild West sort of thing to me. And I literally just wanted the story. So I was very campaign heavy. If the story has a good campaign, I didn't. Oh, it has an online part? Okay, cool. But it was just really for me the campaign. If the story is done well, then I'm playing that game.
Okay,
That being
fair
said, I
enough.
do like fighting games as well, and I have grown up with a lot of fighting games. But then again, there was always a story there, like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter. It was always the story side of things that I also like, and of course, just the general fighting.
So you like violence, huh?
It sounds like I do, doesn't it? Like being an assassin, I like being on GTA, being a criminal, and I like fighting. Okay, this is not good. But yeah, if it's done correctly, then it doesn't just feel like violence. It feels like a real story.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So yeah, thanks for letting us know a bit about your gaming preferences. So let's get straight into Melanin Gamers. So first of all, please tell everyone what exactly is Melanin Gamers.
Melanin Gamers is a gaming community that promotes diversity and inclusivity in the video games industry with a special focus on content creators, whilst also providing a safe space for people of color to come together and game. That is the general spiel of Melanin Gamers. That's like our tagline. But what we do is we do panel talks about representation and diversity, and we put on tournaments as well. We collaborate with a lot of other people in regards to putting on tournaments, just to get people together to game together in a room, in a place that they could just feel connected with each other. And of course, diversity for us is a very huge cornerstone of Melanin Gamers. Hence the name Melanin Gamers. We just want people of color to be represented in an industry that they love, that they're giving money to, and it feels like we get the short end of the stick sometimes, that we're paying for these games, we're part of this community, but it doesn't always show in from like the grassroots to the very top. We're not like not enough of us. I wouldn't say we're not enough of us are developing these games, and not enough of us are represented in the actual games that we play as characters.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of truth to that. So like, how exactly do you go about achieving these things? Like, do you have like a mission goal, or a set of
A
uh,
mission. I definitely have
yeah.
a mission in plan. There is a target acquired. The mission is to have more diversity in the video games industry. And now that seems like a huge statement to make. How we're doing it is just showing that we're here as gamers. I think the most important thing is I I wouldn't say that we have one most important thing that we're doing, because we are a gaming community. So gaming together with us is very important. Building in community where people feel safe, where people feel included is important. But also talking about these topics. I think that our panel talks are very important, because I can't tell you how many people come to us afterwards and say, oh, I didn't realize there was a problem. Well, with most people, not all, of course, it's that they don't realize, they don't even think to represent us. And it's not something that should be always taken as harsh. It's just, oh, I didn't think to do that sort of thing. And so talking about a problem is addressing it, is also finding a solution for it. So our panel talks, I think, is very important. But we've also launched a campaign which we want to make like our shining beacon in regards to Melanin Gamers. And what we want to do is our representation campaign that we just launched a few days ago, which is just showing different gamers of color. It also shows all the people who support us behind the scenes. Melanin Gamers is championing people of color, but it's not just run by people of color, because we're run by a really diverse team of people from different backgrounds who believe that there is a a disproportionate amount of people who are gamers of color in actual video games, but they don't have to be gamers of color themselves to know that there is a problem. So our campaign is definitely something that we're trying to push for, and phase one has started, and we're on to phase two next year, with just more people of color being represented to just to normalize the idea of a person of color as a gamer, a woman as a gamer, someone from the LGBTQI community as a gamer. We just want to normalize that image, where it just becomes something that's just we're all gamers.
Okay. So basically, you're trying to let the industry know that we are here and that,
Yes.
we want to be represented.
We want to be
And
seen, we want to be heard.
okay, so from there you can then go on to, actually have an impact in the industry and on the people making the games and stuff. Okay, that sounds pretty good. So, like, what was it that actually made you want to start Melanin Gamers in the first place?
I mean, the me wanting to start Melanin Gamers is actually a multifaceted thing. There's loads of different reasons I wanted to start. And I've wanted to start Melanin Game. Melanin Game has just turned 1 years old, but I've had the idea of gamers of color, women gaming for a long time because I've been a gamer since. I mean, PlayStation 1, that was 20 years ago. The PlayStation 1 came out, so a long time. And I've always wanted, it's always been like, oh, this person that I'm not represented and things like that. So I've always wanted to do something, and I've spoken about it with my friends and my family, my siblings, discussing there needs to be more representation. And we've always complained behind closed doors, but we've never actually done anything about it. And I think the tipping point for me, one of the tipping points was my brother. He was playing Overwatch, and this is my younger brother, and he was getting racially abused online, and he was just used to it. He just said that's how it is. Online gaming is just like that. And this was someone from his own team. And I was really shocked. And he was trying to make Grandmaster, and that was the team that was going to lead him to Grandmaster. And they were almost there. But my parents, like when my sister found out about this, she told my parents, and they banned him for 3 months from playing any video games.
Wow.
And he said, "Who wins if I stop playing?" And those words just really stayed with me. The fact that, like, we punish the person who is we always tell them, oh, just mute the mic, just stop playing that game. Why is the person who's being bullied, who's been subjected to all of this abuse, the person that we tell to change, as opposed to the bully themselves? And it has real life consequences, because when he was started getting bullied in real life, he just was just putting up with it because he just thought this is just how it's supposed to be. And I thought, this is wrong. I really need to do something about it. And I didn't know what at the time to do about it. Like, how do I go about changing these things? How do I go about trying to get more representation? And Melanin Gamers will sort of, came about. And then the name actually was coined by my sister, because she was just like, actually, I know a lot of different gamers. I have friends from, like, one of my Asian friends was getting bullied. Asian as in Oriental Asian. She's half Chinese. And she was getting bullied online as well. And it was just like, how to represent all of us, actually, because it's not just Black people who are suffering from this, not just women who are suffering. It's actually all of us. All people of color generally get it the worst online in regards to bullying. I'm not saying everyone isn't bullied online, but we really get it really badly. And in terms of representation, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. And we just don't get the representation that I would say, deserve, especially as we buy so many games and we love this industry, but that love isn't always reciprocated.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite sad to hear that story about your brother playing Overwatch, because
Yeah.
I actually love Overwatch too, and I've experienced racism and people making like racist statements and using the N word and things like
Oh my
that,
God, yes.
and I definitely agree that people do need to be educated about what these words mean and how it may affect someone, because whereas I have thick skin and everything, the next person may not have that same thick skin, and that could affect them in the long term and make them actually not want to play games anymore at all. So
Yeah.
so I do agree that the more education needs to be spread to people so that they know how these words can affect people. So Yeah.
And in terms of having thick skin, I think it's wrong to expect the person who's being bullied to just grow thick skin as well. You
Hmm.
know, it's punish the people who are doing these things. Stop them from being bullies. You know, why does it have to be up to us to just mute the mic or to develop thick skin? Why do we have to change so much because someone's bullying us? We have to stop them from being bullied so that we can all feel comfortable online.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. So yeah, good mission. Good mission. So like let's say somebody is listening to this interview right now and they want to help the movement or get involved. Are there ways for, other people to actually get involved in your movement?
Become a Melanin Gamer. In all seriousness, become a Melanin Gamer. Join our the revolution. You can easily become a Melanin Gamer. We have a website. We're also on like all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff. It's just like signing up, saying I want to be a Melanin Gamer, I want to support and stuff. Help us with this campaign. Retweet our things, like the stuff that we share on Instagram. Also, in regards to the campaign, share that. We just really want our message out there in regards to different people of color who are gamers. So, and if people want to be, a lot of people have gone back to me wanting to be part of the next phase of the campaign. So if you want to do that, just send me an email or a tweet or Instagram direct message if they want to be part of the campaign, or if they just want to help promote the campaign, or if they have any ideas. We are always welcome, and we love collaborating with people. And Melanin Gamers has collaborated with several different organizations like My Matter, just in getting our message out there and stuff. So we're very grateful to all the people who do collaborate with us as well, and who do share our stuff, like Streamcast too, and Pocket Play.
Okay, so like, could you also expand on the campaign? Because I'm not sure if you mentioned it already so far, but definitely expand on it and let everyone know what the campaign is and what that's about and stuff, and explain the video specifically.
The video is just showing, is just everyone saying I'm a Melanin Gamer and this is what gamer looks like, and just different people of color saying that over and over again. And at the end, we sort of have everyone who is a gamer who does help out at Melanin Gamers. They themselves are not necessarily a person of color, but they are helping our cause and are forwarding our cause, because I really just want to show that we are a diverse team. The people who are melanin, who are people of color themselves, and the people who aren't, but who are all championing the same message across to get more representation online. So that's what the whole video is about, and that's the first stage of the campaign, just to get this video out there and just to showcase all these different gamers of color.
Oh, okay, and I will definitely link to that video, in the description and when I post this on the website, so you guys can easily, go look that up and, like Annabelle said, definitely share it around and let people know. And real quick, so Melanin Gamers is a worldwide movement, right? So like people
Yes,
can
indeed.
can be involved even if they're in, America or the UK or Europe or Africa
Yep.
or wherever, right?
Yes, indeed. The Melanin Gamers does have an international presence because our online gaming community is really big, and we have people from various different backgrounds and places on the earth. So America, some people are from New Zealand, Australia. There's loads of different people who are Melanin Gamers and who are part of us. So if you want to get involved in regards to the actual campaign, you can, wherever you are in the world, because once it's online, it's everywhere.
Awesome. Good to know. So let's move on to like the panels and the events and things that you've done and things that you have upcoming. So I know that you recently did some panels at EGX, which is the Eurogamer Expo, and also Comic Con, which was this past weekend. So how did those go, and what was the turnout like, and what did you get to talk about at these panels?
Oh, those were so amazing, and I just want to really, really thank The people at EGX for having us back. We were at EGX Res in April, and then they invited us back again for 2 weeks ago for October's EGX, and people at MCM as well for inviting us for all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we were talking about representation and the importance of unconscious bias in regards to the video games industry. And the turnout for those was just phenomenal. And we just want to thank everyone who came, everyone behind the scenes, the panel members, the Melanin Gamers who were on the panel. They were brilliant. And just talking about representation in the games industry and just calling attention to it is very important to us. So that's why we keep doing our panel talks, because every time we do it, we always get new people who are curious about, how can they help. Someone in the crowd from EGX panel was from the Division 2, and we spoke about how much we loved the customization, especially in regards to black hair in the Division 2. And she's one of the developers, and she was just like, she really pushed for that. So we were just like, to get to have those conversations are very important as well. And on our MCM panel, we had someone from Life is Strange, and we spoke about how Life is Strange does really good. It just shows a story. One of the characters, he's Mexican, and the way it portrays his story as like a fleshed out character. They don't make it about, like, being Mexican is just part of his story. He also has powers. He also has different. He's a multifaceted character. He's a fleshed out character, and it's very important that when we're represented in games, that we don't just become a token. And we really appreciate when these games actually get it right. So she was in the crowd and she was just like, yay. She actually started clapping, which was quite funny. And she was just like, I was one of the developers on Life is Strange 2. So these panels at these places with these devs especially is very important. And some of the devs and crowds were asking, how do we show representation? And it's very important to have these discussions and open up these sort of talks, because some people don't realize they're not doing anything right. Some people don't know how to go about representing someone that's not from their ethnic group. And so just opening up a discussion with people like that is very important. So the panels went really well. Loved it.
Yeah, so I know from experience that, because I play a lot of games where you get to create your character, and there's never enough options for like people of color. So the fact that, you're actually now able to meet people like the developers and stuff through the work that you're doing is great, because now you can have these real conversations and let people know, how to represent more people in their games and stuff. And I know that you said, those two developers that were there, they actually worked on games that kind of got it right. So that's a good thing. But now you'll also be able to, reach people who are maybe developing other games. So these things are important indeed. So I commend you on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you also have an event coming up this weekend on Saturday in London, and this is at the Microsoft store in Oxford Circus.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, I will be putting the flyer up on the screen right now in just a sec, but definitely let us know all about this event and the tournaments that you have and basically what to expect.
Well, we this is our last tournament of the year, of this year. We've had several different tournaments, Smash tournaments, MK tournaments, just Street Fighter. We've had a lot of different tournaments, Mario Kart, FIFA. What else have we had? And now we've just had loads of different tournaments, because as gamers, we like to play loads of different games. So we just try and showcase the different games that we all like playing. This one's at the Microsoft store. So it will be, what are we doing? Apex, FIFA, and Marvel vs. Capcom. There will be some Halo, like we have discussed a sort of informal Halo tournament there as well, alongside just people just trying out different games. So we have a section where people who don't want to take part in the tournaments just come out and just game together. It's also Melanin Gamers' birthday. We turn 1 year old. Yay! So we'll be having some cake there on the day. And we just really welcome people coming down and hanging with us and talking with us, because we love these tournaments that we put on. We just get to meet so many nice people, and gaming together in real life is, I think, is as important because people get to make connections at our events that we've seen, and we have some regulars now, which is amazing to see since we're just one, and it's just like Melanin Gamers is growing from strength to strength, and I just really appreciate everyone who comes down and who supports us. It's lovely to see, and it's just really nice to game with different people as well.
So you mentioned a lot of great games there, but the most exciting thing for me is the cake. So I can't wait to taste those cakes. But happy birthday to Melanin Gamers also. Like 1 year, that's, you know, good accomplishment. So, you know, so even if, you know, you're not participating in the tournaments, you can just show up and you can, you know, play other games on the side. And it's also free and open to anyone, right?
It is free and open to anyone. As I said, even though Melanin Gamers is championing representation in regards to people of color, people who come to our tournaments are from different backgrounds, and that to me is very important because you don't have to be a person of color to understand that we need representation or to game with us. Like Melanin Gamers, the team behind Melanin Gamers, we have people from different backgrounds, so it's very important that everyone is welcome. The whole point of Melanin Gamers is we want more inclusion, so we would never exclude anyone. We want everyone to come down. Just, you know, it's just for all gamers here.
Awesome. Like, I have to say that this is definitely impressive because, you know, that I know that Microsoft Store looks beautiful. So, you know, the fact that you're able to utilize that and hold an event there, like that's an amazing thing. So, you know, once again, all props to you for that.
Thank you.
So, like, to get just a bit personal here, you know, a lot of the listeners here will know that I suffer with sickle cell anemia, and Annabel actually also has that as well. So I want to ask you, like, how difficult do you find it to juggle all of these things that you're doing, you know, given that you are a sick person?
Not easy. Let me tell you, it's not easy. That's why I really heavily rely on the team behind Melanin Gamers. I am the founder of Melanin Gamers, but I'm definitely not the only one who helps, I don't know, run these events, put on these tournaments, these panel talks. The team behind Melanin Gamers is actually amazing, and everyone who actually helps out in Melanin Gamers in their own small way, retweeting us or sharing our stories, you're all Melanin Gamers, and you're all helping the efforts in, you know, getting our message out there. So being someone who has sickle cell, I'm very heavily reliant on other people, especially when I'm sick, and sometimes that frustrates me because I like to do things on my own. But I'm really grateful to my friends and my siblings, especially when in regards to when I get sick and stuff, and they just know to sort of help me with burdens that I wouldn't want to ask for, because I hate asking for things, because I know that I'm always asking people for things, and it just really annoys. It's something that, it's a personality trait that I try to work on. I should just ask for help, but I'm glad my siblings are able to help me without sort of, with no strings, basically. I'm glad my siblings are able to help me with no strings attached. So shout out to them.
Yeah, having that support system is very important. So, you know, that's definitely a special thing when you have that support system to help you in hard times. So, yeah, shouts to your siblings for holding you down and everything. So, like, are there any future plans in the future that we should all be looking out for regarding Melanin Gamers, and, you know, even yourself personally, like if you have any personal projects or anything upcoming that we should be on the lookout for?
The campaign, in regards to Melanin Gamers, the campaign, I can't stress the campaign enough to you guys. Obviously, in the immediate future is the the event at Microsoft. I hope to see everyone there. It's on Saturday at 3. It starts at 3. We're doing more tournaments next year. Our next one that we have planned is next year is the one with My Matter. It's in January, so please look out for that. We will be doing panel talks and more tournaments in next year, but our campaign is something that we're really pushing for. So if you could share that, it's on YouTube right now. Please go and watch it. Personally, I am a writer, as you know, and I I'm working on a book called I'm working on work. I don't know. I'm not a very good writer if I can't even pronounce a word. Called The Sickle Cell Warrior, which is about a little boy. His name is Alfie, and he turns into a superhero whenever he has sort of a crisis or like pain. And it was really important for me to write a book about sickle cell that wasn't, I guess, a downer. It's sort of an empowering book where he becomes a hero when he's sick. And I think for people with sickle cell, that's a rare thing. When we're sick, it's like we feel really low and weak. But if he's like a hero when he's sick, I thought that message was very important because actually people with sickle cell are amazing and they go through so much things, like yourself, Gary, so much things that people don't even know half the struggle. We only show them half of what we're going through. The other half is like an internal war we're waging and we're winning. And so to me, I just really wanted to put that message out there, how much I respect. And I'm amazed with people who have chronic illnesses, or people who have chronic illnesses. They're just fighting the good fight. And it really amazes me every day. And so I just wanted to champion that. And so that book should be out, I mean, fingers crossed, later on this year. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So, yeah.
Oh, awesome. I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. And you're definitely right about that because, you know, being like a chronically ill person, it's like, you know, actually being sick in the moment is one thing, but then we also have to fight, you know, to prevent those moments from happening. So it's like it's a constant battle. So, you know, whenever I see, you know, people like you being creative and, you know, making their dreams come true, you know, despite being sick and stuff and not letting the illness hold you back, like, I definitely respect seeing that, you know, no matter what people are suffering with, you know, it's definitely inspiring. So much respect to you. And basically, the floor is yours now if you have any shout outs, you know, or anything else you want to mention before we end off here.
I just want to give a shout out to you, Gary, for doing this, for fighting that good fight. Gary is, he has sickle cell, he's a sickle cell warrior as well. And he does so much. And I just want him to know that he's seeing and he's heard. Sometimes when we have sickle cell, we don't like to trump our own horn. Yes, but Gary is amazing. He's written 2 books, so go and check that out. Staff Bade and Descendants of the Elders, which is phenomenal. Please go and check out Gary. He's amazing and wonderful, and he does Koalition, and he's also a writer, and he's a sickle cell warrior. And he's a decent Overwatch player.
Just decent.
Yeah. Just decent. I'm joking. Above average Overwatch player. So thank you to Gary, and thank you for doing this and supporting Melanin Gamers. I really appreciate you who support Melanin Gamers. And as I said before, gaming connects people, and I met Gary this year through gaming. So, you know, I've met some really awesome people. Gary is one of them, and I'm just so glad that we're friends as well. So I'm really happy about that. That's one of my main shout outs. Shout out to all the Melanin Gamers that are everywhere, both here and abroad. You guys are amazing, and I love gaming with you. And people who are on the panel, thank you guys for like bearing with me, calling me a dictator when I was getting like panicky over the panels. And just, you guys are really wonderful. To my siblings who help me all the time, I'm like, I could never thank you enough. There are no words in this world to express the gratitude that I feel. Yeah, so those are the people I want to thank. The Melanin Gamers, everyone who helps me, everyone who helps Melanin Gamers, all the gamers out there. We see you, you're represented. We're here for you. Yeah, that's everything.
Wow, yeah, so, you know, this interview was designed to put the spotlight on you, but somehow you made me blush. So I have to thank you for that. And also, you know, your brother is a great Overwatch player. So, you know, next to him, I am just decent. You know, so props to him.
Yeah, he's pretty good in gaming, and doesn't he know it? And tell everyone else about it too. So please stop saying that. Tell him he's halfway decent.
Okay, so
But yeah.
like, what? Just real quick before we sign off,
hmm
what are you actually playing right now? Like, what games are you playing at the
Um,
moment?
what am I actually? Oh yeah, before I also forget, I'm so sorry, I forgot about this. Also, shout out to Streamcast and to My Madder and to Pock and Play who've really helped MG a lot. Currently, I'm playing Apex and the new Call of Duty, which I'm playing the campaign. I've never really played a Call of Duty before at all. But I'm really liking the campaign of this game. I haven't gone online yet because I feel like if I go online, I'll never finish the campaign. Those are the games I'm playing, and I sometimes randomly play GTA 5 with some of my friends when they want to do some random missions. So those are the games I'm playing now. But I'm very open to playing other games if people want to play them. Of course, it's Halloween on Thursday, so I'll be playing some Dead by Daylight. I'll be streaming it. Yeah, that's
Nice.
it.
And
hmm
we will link to your Twitch as well, just so people can check out the streams and everything.
Yay! Thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much for your time.
You're
And
welcome.
you know, if anybody has any comments or questions for Annabelle, definitely drop them. You know, and if she doesn't answer them, I'll forward them over, and you know, we'll get the talk flowing and everything about Melanin Gamers. So
Yes, indeed.
thank you for being here, and
Thank you so much for this.
thank the viewers for listening as well. So we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.